Alright, everyone, hello there. This is Snake Eater 534 here, and today I've got a very special guest. Would you please introduce yourself, guest?
Hi everyone, I'm MarleyThirteen, a Scottish YouTuber.
Yeah, not many people know about him, so don't worry if you don't. Um,
Yeah, a bit obscure.
so today I thought I'd do a quick interview with him, ask him a couple questions that have been, floating around in my mind, very, very important questions. And yeah, so if you're ready to start, let's get to it, man.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to get the very important questions out of the way first. Number one, are you more neg or roadman?
Well, I'm definitely more Ned. Yeah, definitely more Ned, because Neds are from Scotland for the most part. So I was Ned through and through back when I was like 14 or so. Although it kind of faded away, but it's still there in my heart. Still a Ned at heart.
So you're admitting that you're a neg?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect, got it. Okay, now, another important question. Does your dad sell Avon?
That's a bit of a touchy subject. He had to give up selling the old Avon because he get a bit of trouble here and there turning up at people's houses when they weren't really interested in buying Avon at 3 o'clock in the morning. So he had to give it up. But he's on to selling other women's based magazines now. So that's all good.
Oh man, I'm sorry it's such a touchy subject. I didn't mean to bring up those old
Uh,
wounds.
it's, it's cool. It's cool.
Perfect. Okay, good. Let's see here. Okay. So how about that Korean Billy?
Well, I haven't. I seen he actually did a video on Roadmen not too long ago, but yeah, I've seen his videos floating around. And I had been waiting for at least a couple months for him to do one in Scotland because I had seen him doing like a Manchester accent, a Welsh accent, and I was just waiting for the right moment for him to do a Scottish accent. And luckily, it was a Glaswegian accent, which I pretty much have. So that was quite lucky.
Perfect. Um, Now, possibly the most important question of all. Would you say, in your personal opinion, you have the best eyebrows on all of YouTube? No, not YouTube, the world.
The world,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, I don't like brag, but it's pretty much it's pretty obvious for anyone to see. And it's like, how can you argue with? Have you ever seen such like density in the eyebrow area? Is what's currently living above my eyes? So I don't
Honestly,
think it. I don't
honestly,
think anyone can compete.
yeah, I mean, honestly, man, every time I see your eyebrows, I feel sad, because I don't have that same density. I don't have that same
Yeah,
fantastic volume up there. So, yeah, man.
it's
Um,
just it's just your luck.
yeah, man, I
Some
know.
have it, some don't. That's the way it is.
Oh my. Let's see here. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. So to get the obligatory question out of the way, what inspired you to start making YouTube videos?
Well, I started off when I was 16, and I had watched American YouTubers for about at least 2 years. American Call of Duty YouTubers like I don't know if anyone's listening to this will know these names, but Hutch and Nanners and all of that sort of crowd at the time were doing it, and I watched these guys for like hours upon hours. Like, I stopped watching TV and like exclusively watched YouTube, specifically these American Call of Duty YouTubers. And I wanted to do it myself, but I couldn't afford the equipment to start up. So when I finally could, when I was 16, I thought, these guys have gave me a lot of entertainment over the years, and I don't mind saying I wasn't in a great place at the time. So watching these YouTubers was kind of like an escape for me. So when I could finally afford the equipment and was maybe feeling a bit better myself, I thought, maybe I could do that for someone. Maybe I could give this a shot, because there wasn't at that time. There might have been Scottish YouTubers, but there wasn't any I knew about. Certainly none doing Call of Duty YouTube. Maybe just one guy, but I can't even remember his name at the moment. So the fact that there wasn't many Scottish YouTubers out there, and the fact that these guys had inspired me so much, I thought I'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Okay. And this sort of segues into the next question. Did you ever expect to reach the level of popularity you're at now?
It's like when people ask me that, I kind of always reply yes and no. No, in the sense that when I first started, I couldn't have ever imagined having 100,000 subscribers. That's like just an incredible, insane number for me. It still baffles me when I stop and just think, well, 100,000 people, that is that is a lot of people. And the yes part comes from, I could have seen me getting to this stage. The yes part comes from when I did start gaining some subscribers and gaining more views. I thought, because you get confidence, you start believing in yourself a bit more. It's more just if you have that. It went from let's just see what happens to more having an idea in my head and a vision of maybe not the numbers, but the videos I want to make and the people I want to have watching my videos. I had that in my head a lot, and just through, I mean, it is probably hard work, but through grinding, I suppose, and keep on making videos, you're going to catch a break at some point. Is what I'm trying to say. Because I've been through a lot of rough times on YouTube where you're gaining like no subscribers and it's tough. But if you just keep going and if you know that you are making good videos, it's going to just take a while for people to find them, and then once they find them, people will enjoy them. Is the thought I had in my head. So that's where the yes part comes from. That I just began to believe in myself a bit more, and here we are today.
Very nice, man. Let's see here. So, do you ever intend to move on from YouTube? And if so, what do you think you'd do?
Well, I've kind of partly done that. As of January last year, I started working with the BBC, specifically BBC The Social, which is like an online platform for the BBC for people like myself who just make videos online. So you can make content for the BBC, which is a huge deal. So I started doing that as of January last year, and that was probably the biggest step I've taken my quote unquote career so far, because having the BBC behind you is a huge like, for example, say YouTube were to go down the toilet for me tomorrow and I had to go and apply for a job. On my CV, I could say, look, I've worked with the BBC because of my YouTube. So I guess where I'd see myself going if I'm to move on from YouTube, I'd always still want to do YouTube, but if I were to do something else, either exclusively or at the same time, I'd probably want to do something with the BBC, either like being part of a TV show, an online show, or having my own show, for example. Something I still want to make things. So basically, what I'm doing on YouTube, but on a bigger scale, I guess.
Yeah, and I remember when you actually announced that you joined the BBC, I remember thinking, man, he's made it if he's got the BBC behind him. So
yeah, it's just that was such a huge deal, and it was also kind of off topic. It was a huge relief for my family, because obviously they've always supported what I do, but I think in the back of my mum's mind, she would also just think, I wish you'd just get a real job, even just a part-time job. But as soon as the BBC got involved, my family was just like, right, this is serious. So that was why it was also so important for me.
Yeah, that's really impressive, I have to say.
Thank you.
Let's see. What methods do you use to record your gameplay as well as your audio?
So just the equipment and what I actually do to like plan out videos and stuff?
Sure, we'll add in the planning out
Yeah. Well, I've almost ashamed to say I still record with an HD PVR2, which I got about maybe 3 years ago now. Although I shouldn't say ashamed, because they did give me that for free for a shout out. But I've used the HD PVR1 and HD PVR2. I've been meaning to upgrade to El Elgato. I'll get down to that eventually. So record my gameplay on console with that, and I record my audio with Audacity. If I'm recording on PC, I'll use OBS, which is just a really easy, free bit of software to use for that. And in terms of methods, from start to finish, a video will involve coming up with the idea most of the time first. Rarely will I just come up with something on the fly and then build around that. So come up with the idea, write out a script, or if it's not a script, I'll write out bullet points for it, so I at least know what it's going to be about. Then I'll write out the list of all the footage I need for the video. So then I go on Xbox, whatever, record all of that. And that's when, once I have the footage from the bullet points I've put down, then I can start building the video around that. So that's when I'll write the proper fleshed out script for it. Record that in Audacity, and then put them both together in Sony Vegas.
Interesting. Now, you've mentioned in the past that in real life you're somewhat introverted.
Yeah.
And my question is, was there ever a point in your career where that may have caused issues with YouTube or, making videos or such?
Interesting question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before. Let me think. Well, actually, I can think of an early example, which almost like an opportunity I didn't take, which would have been huge for me at the time. It was what year would that have been? Either late 2012 or early 2013, around that time. So when I've been doing YouTube for just over a year, we'll say. There was this guy who was working for Vice. You know Vice. They make YouTube videos. They're also like, I guess, journalists and pretty edgy journalism. So a guy who worked for them really enjoyed my videos at the time, and he wanted me to write a few articles for Vice, and I didn't have. It was almost too big a step for me at the time. I didn't have the confidence in myself to really go for that. They wanted me to write articles on. I guess I did a lot of trolling at the time, so they wanted me to write articles on that, how it's done, like how to do it properly, things like that, how to do it in a nice way. But I didn't have the belief in myself at the time to do something like that, and it was such a big opportunity that I kind of flew by, because Vice is a huge publication. So I guess that was one, and I'd also say, even to this day, those like huge vloggers on YouTube who vlog out in public, like just walking around with a camera in their hand, looking at themselves, and to this day I cannot do that. Like, I've wanted to do it actually a few times, and I just cannot do it. That's something that I've actually wanted to try and get over that. Although, having said that, despite having those issues, looking back, especially last year, because last year was such a huge year for me, there were so many things I did last year that I would not have been able to do if I didn't have a bit of confidence and belief about me. Like 2016 me compared to 2013 me is so much different. Like, for example, I did a live stream on that BBC The Social's Facebook page, like proper TV style presenting around a game event. So all live, walking around the event, speaking to people. That was a huge step for me. I did a thing on a football pitch with the Scottish Football League. That was a huge step for me. And yeah, there's not too many I've missed. Luckily, these opportunities didn't come around when I was like extremely introverted. Now I'd probably say I'm a bit of both, introverted and extroverted. Like, I like to go out with friends and stuff, but I'm still introverted in the sense that I need to chill out after being out for like a weekend, like I need some downtime just to myself to like recover from that. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, if I went from say 2013, I was about 80% introverted. I'd guess nowadays I'm probably like 60% introverted. So bit of both.
So you've definitely made an improvement over the years.
Yeah, I've changed. Yeah, I'd say I've changed quite a bit over the years. Yeah.
That's fantastic, yeah. Let's see here. It seems I missed a question from the very beginning
Cool.
on terms of, very important questions. Should a worldwide coalition be started to bring the Neds back into power?
Well, I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm still a Ned at heart, but they've went through a lot of changes these days. I don't even know what you'd class them as anymore, because they don't wear the same clothes that they used to. They don't talk like they used to. They don't act like they used to. Maybe the Ned is just consigned to history, unfortunately.
Oh my, sort of like, what's it called? Mongols of history, Scottish
Yeah,
Mongols.
the Ned Empire. Yeah, it's finished.
Let's see here. Okay, now we're moving on to sort of the, more general questions, outside of YouTube. What would you say, if you could think of it, would be your favorite video game?
My favourite video game? Well, it's tough. I like to answer this question in terms of the console because it's such a tough question.
Sure.
I'd say PS2. I'll say probably Bully, or Canis Canum Edit if you're from Europe, whatever it was called then. It's Bully, San Andreas, obviously. Let me think. There's a few really obscure PS2 games that I really enjoyed at the time that I can't remember off the top of my head. One's like Cell Damage Overdrive. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have, indeed. I have.
That was an amazing game. I loved that. So many games on PS2. That's kind of tough. Xbox 360. It would either be Halo 3, probably. Halo 3. A mixture of Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, World at War, and in terms of more like a storyline game, maybe Assassin's Creed 2. Love that game.
That's a fantastic game.
Yeah. My current generation, I didn't even mention like Fallout 3 in New Vegas on Xbox 360. See, that's a tough question.
I'm sorry to throw these on you, man.
And the current generation, maybe Fallout 4, or Grand Theft Auto 5, and definitely my favourite PC game at the moment is Rocket League, and that has been the same for the past year. I'm a Rocket League addict.
Yeah, it's always funny. I own Fallout 4 on PS4, and I live in Massachusetts, so every time I play it, I see these places that I visit regularly in like this post-apocalyptic state, and it's wow.
Oh, that's funny. My good online friend, C for the Win, who I did YouTube with when I was first starting out, he's from Massachusetts as well, and he said the same thing. Some of the areas in it are pretty close to home.
Yeah, exactly. It's always interesting to see that stuff.
I wish. I've still yet to get a game based around nearabouts where I live, but we'll see.
Fallout Scotland.
Yeah, that'd be insane. Ned Ghouls running around the place. Yeah.
Oh my. Let's see here. What would you say your favorite video game console would be?
Probably have to be PlayStation 2 just for the amount of hours spent on it. That is. I did start off with PlayStation 1, but PlayStation 2 when it came out just blew my mind, and there's thousands of games played on that console. Yeah, it probably have to be PlayStation 2. I mean, Xbox 360's, everyone knows how good that is, but PlayStation 2 probably.
Yeah, I have to agree, because I had the same experience with it. Starting out with PS1, you move on to PS2, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
This is a question I actually don't have written down, but you mentioned Call of Duty 4, and it had me interested in just asking. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered recently came out with Infinite Warfare.
Hmm.
Would you say it's worth the extra money to pay for both Infinite Warfare and Call of Duty 4 Remastered?
As a total mug and Call of Duty fanboy, I guess, yeah, it probably was worth it because let's say Call of Duty 4 is one of my favourite ever games, so I paid. How much? I think I paid £80 for it, and I have genuinely only played Infinite Warfare once, and that was for a video, so I haven't even played it properly. So,
Wow.
I would say it was probably worth it, but to most people, most likely not.
Yeah, I could imagine because they sort of sell it off as, "Yeah, I heard you love this game, man. We're remastering it, but you have to buy this."
Total suckers like me fell for that one. Yeah.
I damn near almost fell for it myself, so don't worry, friend. Let's see. What type of music would you say you enjoy most?
I like a bit of everything, to be honest. Most is probably either rock / indie music, I guess. For the most part, and it kind of just depends on the mood I'm in. Like sometimes I'll be in the mood for bit of rock and roll, bit of try to think of examples. Like Oasis is my favourite band of all time, so they're pretty rock and roll. And then, but sometimes you're just not feeling that. Sometimes you're feeling a bit of Calvin Harris, a bit of bit of house music. So yeah, honestly, a bit of everything. I'm not really that fussy. Sometimes I feel like a bit of Eminem. Honestly, a bit of everything.
Interesting. Let's see here. Would you say video games have reached a certain point in their life where one could say they're as impactful as films, if not sometimes more impactful than films?
I would definitely say that myself. Yeah. I think it's still probably in the mainstream media. It's probably still a little bit to go, but I mean, gaming now compared to even 10 years ago or so, 20 years ago, even before I was, I'm 21, so even before I was born, like gaming's went from such a niche, nerdy, geeky thing to, I mean, everyone plays games. Even if you're not on Xbox or PlayStation, you're playing games on your phone, you're playing games on your tablet. Like everyone is a gamer in some form these days. So I definitely say it's, for quite a lot of people, it is more impactful than films and stuff. But I guess in the mainstream media's eye, it's still got a little bit to go.
Yeah, I agree. Regarding politics, who do you support and why?
In Scotland?
Sure, or just generalized.
Well, I'll say in general, I'm probably I'd say I'm left wing, social Democrat is probably the category I'd fall into. I'm all for the people, man. Yeah. I'd say like, on most things, if there was a coherent, good or bad, I'd like to think I'm on the good side. I mean, if I was in America, I'd be fighting for free healthcare for everyone, that sort of thing. Maternity leave, paternity leave, all those social democratic things. I'd like to think I'm on the right side of. So yeah, definitely left wing for me.
Fantastic. So I threw this question in here because you're sort of in the correct area. It's another politics question, if that's all right.
Cool.
What would you say your current thoughts are on Brexit?
Well, I voted to remain in the EU. It's a bit, I mean, as someone in Scotland, it's probably quite a unique situation for me, and the fact that I voted to remain in the EU, as well as Scotland did, by how much percentage was that? Was it 63%? Someone can correct me if I'm wrong in that. So Scotland voted to remain in the EU, yet the rest of the UK, England and Wales voted to leave. So that means that Scotland has to leave, unfortunately, as well. So I'm very much against it myself, and it's probably going to lead to. Um, I mean, it's just a shame, really, because I think we're better off um, cooperating with all these European nations that are forward thinking, making good good decisions. I'd rather the European Union was telling me what to do than the people in charge of the United Kingdom. Is basically the gist of it. So that's why I'd rather remain in the EU.
Okay, interesting. We got 2 questions left here.
Cool.
First up is, what would you say your favorite sort of film would be? Or it could be any type of film, whether it be movie, YouTube, you know.
Always watching comedies. Comedies is my thing. I don't know. Never really been into like crazy action films. They just don't really they just don't really hold my interest as much as I think obviously like you get in terms of TV series and stuff. I'm really into Game of Thrones and stuff like that. But I'd say for the most part it's comedies I'm watching, whether it's YouTube, TV shows, movies. It's always some type of comedy.
You know what would really satisfy my action film desires? Another Officer Marley.
Oh yeah. That'd probably be in the drama section. Dramatic screenplay. I get asked that quite a lot. Officer Marley he'll be back someday. I'm still waiting on that amazing police themed DLC from Rockstar. So whenever that happens, then Officer Marley will be back in action.
Trust me, we're all looking forward to it, my friend. We're all looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I liked being Officer Marley.
And looks like we're on the last question. Is there anything you would like to say to any aspiring YouTubers?
Yeah, just say, if you're thinking about it, like thinking about whether you can have an impact, whether you can make a job out of it, I would go into it first thinking, I think first, what do you want to get out of it? If you're going into it straight away wanting to get a job or earn loads of money, I'd say probably scale those thoughts back a bit and more into, let's see how much I can enjoy this, let's see how much I can make other people enjoy what I'm creating, and then go from there. So I'd go into it, experiment a little, see what videos work, see what videos don't work, and then when you find your style and find something that you're really passionate about, then that's when you can really go full steam ahead into it, and you never know where you might end up.
Okay, interesting. Well, MarleyThirteen, I would like to thank you very, very much for helping me out with this.
My pleasure.
Contributing to my despair in high school.
No problem.
And, is there any last words you'd like to say before we end this?
No, I'd just like to say thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to help people like yourself out with projects like this, so it's no problem at all for me.
Well, again, thank you very much for contributing, my friend. That is the entire interview with MarleyThirteen. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you later.